Alright, I hope you guys got that cup of coffee or tea or whatever that I told you in the last tutorial. Anyways, we're on to the UV mapping part. I thought it'd be easier to do a video than do a written one, so follow along. We're going to be mapping the mailbox after the more advanced part was complete, so with the handle added and the mailbox door and stuff. So let's export it as an OBJ. The reason you gotta export as an OBJ is because UV Mapper only reopens OBJ files. I'm actually not too sure why that is. Maybe I should ask sometime, but yeah. So let's save it as mailbox.obj. Open up UV Mapper, run the program, file, load model. No, we gotta. Alright, we're first gonna do a planar map so that we can see how the model looks. Let me explain a little bit about the maps first. The planar map basically lays the model out as a plane. So you can see here the model is basically wrapped around. There's no sides or anything, just the front and back faces are mapped out. It's good for basically flat surfaces, planes and stuff. Box maps, exactly what it says, it's a box. It wraps around, all sides are visible. But now for the cylindrical map, it's basically a cylinder, so it wraps itself around, but the top and bottom aren't shown. And the cylindrical cap basically means that it's the same as a cylindrical map, just that the top and bottom are shown. So you can see there. Spherical is for spheres, well, obviously. And so it's basically the whole top and bottom and everything basically just in one jumble. So anyways, to be a successful UV map, you have to use all the different mapping techniques: planar, box, cylindrical, cylindrical cap, and spherical. So let's go ahead, make a move on this. Body. So body was my main mailbox, not the cover. So you can see here the this part of the mailbox, this part. So let's try, because you can see here it has a cylinder in it from the modeling section. Let's see what a cylindrical cap map will look like on this. And now let me explain the axes too. The axis is basically, if your cylinder is straight up, then you do a y-axis map. If it's rotated on the side, so that I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of hard, but here, let me just show you. See, this cylinder rotated on its side. If the cylinder was straight up like this, then you do a y-axis map. Since it's like this, well, since it's like this, oh shit, like that, like that, you do an x-axis map, and basically the other way you do a z-axis map. So we'll go ahead and do an x-axis map. Whoa, guess I was wrong then. Let's try a z-axis map. There we go. Yeah, alright, so I was wrong. If you rotate it and it's down like that, you do a z-axis map. So let's go back. Control plus G together will bring up select by group. So whatever you grouped in Milkshape will basically show the same groups here. So let's select this. Don't worry about how it looks for now. Just map the objects. We can move this stuff around, manipulate it later. Just make it small, move it to the side. So once we have everything mapped, we can basically do the rest. So do the same thing. Do a cylindrical cap z-axis map on the cover, because it's basically just a small version of the front. Again, just make it bigger so you can see it, then scale it down so it's out of the way. And you can see the other maps. On more complex objects, of course, like guns and stuff, mapping is damn hard. And what did I just select? Handle. I believe the handle. So if you don't know something, what part of the model something is, you can just go back to Milkshape and groups handle. Yep, it's that little piece right there, which we have sticking up. You know that all mailboxes basically have. Though I wouldn't know because I don't have one. Yeah, they have these slits back in the U.S. I don't know if all houses there have that or what. But anyways, we'll do a box map. Split front and back means that the back and the front of the map are split. So here you can see how it looks with the front and back split. It's basically the whole map. Then if you uncheck that though, if you uncheck split front and back, it's the same texture applied to the front and the back and the front side and the back side, if that makes sense. Anyways, this doesn't need a lot of detail. It's just going to be a red little thing sticking up. Because from what I've seen in NBT's pack and stuff, mailboxes are supposed to look like that. So anyways, oh shoot, I should probably explain what I'm doing. Anyways, let's select that again. So we did a box without splitting front, with a split front and back unchecked, and we got this. And since this part, the whole thing's going to be red anyways, I'm just going to overlay the UV parts. If you wanted to add more detail, you leave the UV parts as is, so that you have more parts to texture, and you basically have more freedom, so that the front, back, and top and stuff look different. But here I'm just going to overlay it all onto this main part, and then select the group again, get it out of the way, move it up to the side. Now what else do we have left? Handle support. Handle support was Control plus Shift plus A to deselect all, and double click handle support. Oh yeah, it was that little box right there. Yeah, just do a plain box map, nothing special. Don't need to split front and back. Just do exactly what we did for the last one. Doesn't need a lot of detail on there. It's just gonna be the same flat color as a mailbox. Not flat necessarily, but same color. So here I'm selecting just this part of the map again and overlaying it onto the top UV portion, if you want to call it that. So I like to have them neatly overlaid like that, but you can choose however you want to do it. It's not really important. Just as long as, I mean, for these small parts of the model, it's not really important. For the main body, I'd be pretty careful how you do it. So anyways, all overlapped, and let's select handle support again. Scale it down. Move it to the side. Control plus G. What else? Opener. Oh yeah, the opener was this little bugger. This guy right there. Let's just do a plain box map for that one too. Actually, I'm gonna split front and back on this because I want to see if we can add a little transparency, just so that I can show you guys what transparency looks like too. So here we go. You can see this is way, like, you don't need all these parts on the UV for such a small part of the model. So I just like to overlap the same things, like the sides are the same size, just overlap them like that. Select that side, select the back. You're not going to see the back, it's embedded in the thing anyways, in the main body of the mailbox. So just overlay that on top. I don't know, basically however you want to do this, you can just make it as small as possible, and then we can resize the individual parts later. Sorry if I'm going a bit fast. You guys should give me some good feedback on this, seriously, because I usually work a lot faster. And this is just gonna be, this is our basic support right there. I'm just gonna make it wood because, well, I like wood. No, but seriously, so I'm not gonna split front and back, just very simple texture. Scale it in this way. It doesn't need to be very detailed at all, so just overlay. Select this. Make sure you don't select other UVs. By accident, like say I was selecting like this, and I accidentally selected this, then I'd move it, and the whole thing just get messed up. But so make sure, be careful when you're selecting that you only select, like, see, that's too far. You only select this part that you want selected. only part of the model you're moving around and manipulating the UV I've selected. Moved over. Let's overlay this too. It's just wood. You're not really going to see the top or bottom of the mailbox. I need some water. Oh shit. 1 second. Sorry. Hey, sorry about that. I got a call. Bad timing, huh? Anyways, alright, so now we have everything basically UV mapped and set to go. Now all we have to do is make it so that the more important parts have bigger UV area and the less important parts have a less UV area. So so this is support again, the whole support. I'll show you. Here, click support. Okay, this is support. It's just a long bar, so let's just put it on this side, scale it up so it's as tall as the canvas, and there, that should be more than enough. Now let's select body. You can see we've got this. I want the two sides to look different because I want to put some writing on the front of one, and yeah, basically stuff like that. I want to put some writing like US mail and stuff on the front, and then just leave the black plain black or whatever, back plain black, not black plain black. Sorry. Forgive if like this isn't the best tutorial. It's like one of the first video tutorials I'm doing. So I'm just trying to make it the same size so that it doesn't look stretched or anything. And now we'll just move this. I don't know if it's the front or the back. I kind of lost track, but when you do the texturing, we'll be able to tell. And when we color by group and stuff, which we'll get to later. Anyways, I don't like how much space this is using, so I'm just selecting, moving right now. Just move, select, select again, move, so that it takes up as little space as possible. And then we'll select the whole body and then scale it up. So basically put it in the top corner. Make sure it's not overlapping any other UV part. Well, any other properly placed UV part, not the, see, this stuff don't worry about because we're going to be moving it around anyways. So, yeah, that's basically the most important part of the model right here, so give it the most UV space. Yeah, music going on outside. Okay, select that again. I don't like how this is stretched. See, it's going to be a little bit of a pain to texture if it's stretched. Just make it look kind of normal, how it looked in the model. So, yeah, that looks perfectly fine. Let's go to cover. Now, this is another main part of the model because player's going to see it directly, but nobody's going to see the back of the cover. So, select one of the faces and move it down so it overlaps the other because you only want one to show. Because anyways, this side is like, doesn't matter if it's the same because player's going to see like 2 inches of it, whereas on this face of the cover, player's going to see the whole thing. And this is just the thin layer right there. See, I don't know how I'll show this to you. Let's hide the body. Double click on it to select, Control plus H to hide. See, this is just this thing right here. Alright, so we just scaled it up, made it about the same size as the body thing, and that should be set. And basically trying to make this one, because it's a little bit bigger than the main can. Oh shoot, what just happened? Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so make it a little bit bigger than the this part, because of course on the model it's a little bit bigger. Though you don't always have to follow that principle. I'm just doing it now because it's easy. I might get to a more complex model tutorial where you'll really see me sweat while doing the UV mapping.